Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Tuesday, the 17th of February, comes to you from London. And we've had unemployment numbers out, and it is a 5-year high in the UK. So we are just seeing sterling falling away from that dollar. Interestingly, we are seeing resistance. All right, we made a little bit more of a high, which is why we color those lines magenta. We did break it very slightly, but there is resistance from a previous level at around this 138 level. And interestingly, we've got this upside target, but really until we break higher, you kind of discount that target. And if we look at the short-term chart, we see that move in sterling on that unemployment announcement on the basis that there's now a higher chance that we will see interest rates cut. And so that obviously isn't great for the currency. So it's always interesting just to put the news into context on the chart. It doesn't change very much. We're already in a short-term downtrend, and we were hitting resistance on the daily chart. So it's just, it's just taking the market's taking this news in stride. If we look at Bitcoin, a lot of people ask me about Bitcoin. We still have an upside target that's not activated, but if we look at the 60-minute, we can see we're in this seesaw. A new low below 62,500 would be bad, and 60,000 is ultimately the level. But we know from the daily chart we've got targets down as low as 54,000. So realistically, this is a counter trend move. It's a bearish trend, bearish below the cloud there, and bearish below the cloud at the moment on the 60-minute. We'd have to break above 72,500 to be feeling that recovery was in train, and then that upside target would be activated. Now, US markets were closed yesterday for President's Day. Be interesting to see what the NASDAQ does today, waiting to see if we activate that downside target, and that also would be key on the daily chart. We have gone into a sideways range on the NASDAQ. The futures are down this morning. The S&P future down 0.25%, and the NASDAQ future down similarly. Again, waiting to see if we activate that target. European markets are up this morning. We're seeing the FTSE 100 up on the future, but again, there is uncertainty. We're not breaking yet to a new high. We do have upside targets, but this level is key. We're looking at energy. We are seeing Brent crude just lower as Middle East tensions are in question. I put my energy call out to clients this morning. UK gas, NBP, National Balancing Point, is actually quite close to making a new 2-year low, and so that's really significant, and that's in our morning call report that goes out to clients. Looking at some of the soft commodities, cocoa continues to fall. We've talked about that most days. Sugar has made a bit of a resurgence, up 2.5%, so back to just above that 14 level, but here we see a chance now that what was support becomes resistance, and we are seeing gold. The 60-minute chart is the key on gold. We couldn't get above this 5100 level, and we are back below the cloud. You could look at the 1-minute targets for gold, and that would give you a clearer picture as to what's going to happen in the next hour or two. But here we're seeing on silver, we're also just slightly bearish below the cloud, so that's quite interesting. Bond yields, not much action there, and of course we wait to see what tech stocks do as they open today. Now, one of the things that, and we'll look quickly at the FTSE, but one of the things I want to do is show you the scanning. So here's the FTSE list, just looking at what's up today. GSK, they're up nearly 3%. Just on the 60-minute there, making a new high and upside target now being nearly met, so that's really quite key. And we can look at the just kicking there, the ones that are falling away. Interestingly, we're seeing resource stocks falling away, Glencore, Antofagasta, Fresno. It's interesting just seeing how that's going on. But what I wanted to show you was the scanning. So one of my favorite things is to be able to write a scan, and I'm going to just show you one that I wrote earlier. This one is targets greater than 10%. Really easy to write this. You just have a couple of conditions. The first one is I'm just scanning for multiple targets. And the second condition, I'm going to just discard those changes. And the second condition is that the upside is between 5 and 10%. So I just want to know stocks that have got targets between over 5% and multiple targets. That's what I'm really looking for, is multiple targets. So I can run this scan and just, it remembers which was my most recent one, and I'm going to just run it on the FTSE 100. So here we go on the top 100 UK stocks, and it's going to run through those stocks. And as it does, so 3i's the first one, Barclays, Barclay Group, British American Tobacco, if you can bring yourself to invest in a tobacco stock, Endeavour, Hiscox, and we got some more coming in, and these are they. So really quite powerful, and that's the list done. 15 stocks, and so we can actually go through and now look at these stocks, and it's just literally going to show me those multiple upside targets, which is what I'm looking for, because I know if there's more than one target, that increases the likelihood of the target being met. Look at that one, it's just amazing. And so we can just literally go through, and you can even automate this so you can just watch all the stocks. So that's it running on the FTSE 100. I can go and do the same for the NASDAQ. So we can do that for the NASDAQ 100. And we just literally scroll down the list, find my NASDAQ 100 list. I call them LSEG because that's where the data comes from. I select that list, run the scan. You can see down here, it's going to run through 102 stocks. So there were 15 in the FTSE. How many will there be on the NASDAQ? You'd think there would be more, because the NASDAQ is where you see huge growth. And we're seeing Alphabet, Applied Materials. That's interesting. I saw a note on that stock recently, Microchip, and there are only 13. So, and Texas Instruments, there are only 13 in the NASDAQ. So FTSE has more stocks with multiple upside targets greater than 5%. So, and then we can just literally scroll through the charts, and you can see here, so that's Applied Materials, 3 upside targets breaking to new highs. And this is really, really great. And as I say, you can do this on bigger lists. That's it for today. I just wanted to show you the scanning. Keep an eye on those targets. Until tomorrow, happy charting. Bye for now.